Namaste, Sri Pallavi-ji.
Namaste, Amanda.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about your beautiful books. And look, there's 4 of them. And obviously this is very well thought out. Why are these 4 together important?
So these are a set of 4 books which represent the various shades of a sadhak and the journey of that he undertakes towards his self-realization is actually starting from the Mooladhara and then going on to the assimilation of the Shiva Shakti within. So it's like the 4 books actually represent the inner journey. So here is the first book, which is about Ganpati, and then the course follows through the other 2 books where these books are actually like the pathway that the Kundalini Shakti follows when it is awakened. So it's dormant at the Mooladhara, but once activated, there is a movement, upward movement, ascension, which is represented by the 2 Shakti books. One is this book called as the Shambhavi, which is about 111 goddesses from different world traditions, and how Shakti is the common denominator principle in so many cultures across the world. And then there is this another unique book on the Lalita Sahasranama, which is actually an effort to represent Devi in 1000 forms through pictorial representations. So each of the verses of the divine hymn is represented through these short descriptions of that name of Lalita Sahasranama along with an image. So these are the 2 books on Shakti, and then the journey finally of the Kundalini comes to merge in the Sahasrara Chakra, where there is a blending of the Shiva Shakti or the polarities between us. So this book is called Shiva Shakti Talks. So it is basically like a conversation of illumination of jnana that erupts in us when one half of us is actually asking a question and longing and thirsting for some answers, and the other half of Shiva is illuminating us with the answers. So that's how the concept of the 4 books are.
Oh, that's amazing. And what inspired you to which one did you do first?
Yeah, actually,
did Ganesha first?
No, in my journey,
No.
it's actually conspicuous that I always end with Ganesha, because most people are always saying about starting with Ganesha, but for me it's always been the reverse. So Ganesha in his 32 forms was the last book that came around, and the first one was this book. This was done in 2019, and the idea behind the book was downloaded by the mother herself on during the Mahakumbh Abhishekam of Devipuram, which I was fortunate to attend. So this was the first book, and then came around Shambhavi, and then Shiva Shakti Talks, and this came the last.
Oh, they're beautiful. And so the Ganesha in his 32 forms. So which is your favorite form of Ganesha? Let me guess.
You know it already, and still you're like asking the question. So my favorite form is Uchistha Ganpati, which is the tantric form of Ganesha that I've been very much drawn to. And the appearance of Uchistha Ganpati in my journey of Shiva Shakti is basically the turning point of transformation, where I can now put all the dots together. So
in what way?
Yeah, so basically I feel that the quest of a seeker actually ends in silence, and where the question drops. So Uchistha Ganpati is the most pure and distilled form of consciousness possible, and his energy is deepening that quench and silence inside me. So I feel that he's coming to me in the end, because he's coming to me at a point where I am feeling absolutely free of the questioning mind.
Wow, how wonderful. And isn't the Uchista part, that's what's left over
Yeah, it is.
when everything else has been taken away, and that's Uchista Kanapati.
Yes, that is why he is the pure tattva. That is the pure consciousness principle, the nirvikara self that gets left behind after all the dualities of your identity as a role play, as a body, as you as a person. When everything is just dropped, then what is left behind is the pure principle.
And I believe that that's your next book.
Yes, you're right, because I think around 3 years back, then when this last book came around, I kind of made a vow to myself that I would never write a book ever again in my life because it's so much work and I just didn't want to do so much work. But I guess that whatever we think or plan is not is basically coming from svecha or self-will, but there is always a divine will or divya icha that actually overtakes your own will, and then all you do is succumb to it. So definitely I'm succumbing to it, and I'm doing my book on Uchista Ganpati, which is going to be a very unique book in all its ways, because it will reveal the deepest secrets of his practices, his sadhana, his unique power of how he can help us transform our lives in this Kali Yuga, in this time of the world where we need some impactful energy to, like kind of lift us and
move things along.
Yeah.
And isn't it true when you're writing, it's not like you're actually doing the writing, but something else is coming through. That's what I found when I was doing my book. I would do my Uchista Matangi mantra, and then I would just get out of the way and Mother Goddess just wrote the book.
I think all the 13 books that I've written are all examples of the fact that I did nothing to write them.
Yes.
They've always corroborated me the same fact that I did nothing, because most of the books are not even properly proofread or done any work with in terms of editing. They're just like channeled as they are.
Well, I think that's part of the pure Shakti that comes through the pages on the book, isn't it? That it's not really too altered.
I think a book is quite like a synonymous to a living guru, in case you are willing to pay the reverence to it. So if you connect with a book with utmost surrender and reverence, then it has, every word can teach you, every word can educate you, every word can illuminate you.
I felt like that even with my book. When as soon as I hit the first print, there was a data transfer issue in the printing, and it was just like death by 1,000 cuts initially, and then I just saw that actually no, it's perfect, because Mother Goddess isn't perfect, and it's not about being perfect, it's about being human. And
yes,
when you're able to surrender your ideas about what that looks like, then your real humanity comes through, and I think that's what the Goddess is, isn't it?
it's the most honest version of yourself. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
So the more you work with Shakti, the more you are available in all your purity in the moment. So your journey is not something of a hallucination about what could happen in the future, but you begin to remain heavily grounded in the moment and walk every step with loving awareness.
Yeah.
So that's the path of Shakti. It's not about really coming to a...
It's not performative.
Yeah.
It's not about what you look like or
Yes.
performing or meeting expectations, but it's really just about being present in this moment, isn't it? With an open heart and
Yes.
an open mind.
Yes.
Get out of the way. That's our big job in life. Get out of the way.
And do the work. Do the work.
Do the work to get out of the way. Thank you so much for spending the time, and it's so beautiful. Congratulations on your beautiful work.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you very much.
Jai
Welcome
Ma.
back to India again soon.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.